Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saravenyam Karavavarai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shramyama Devah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhyajatrah Sthirairangaiji Spushtavam Sastanubhi Yadevahidaiyalayu Swasti Indro Vridhashrava Swasti na Pusha Vishvaveda Swasti nastarksho Arishthanemi Swasti no Brahaspatir Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The first mantra. Om Athashvalayano Bhagavantam Parameshtinam Upasametyo Vacha Adhi Bhagavan Brahmavidyam Varishtam Sada Sadbhis Sevyamanam Nigudham Yaya Chirat Sarva Papam Vyapohya Parat Param Purusham Yati Vidvan Tasmai Sahovacha Pitamahascha Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yogat Avehi. Mantra number 9. Sayeva sarvam yad bhutam Yaccha bhavyam sanatanam Jnatva tam mrityumatyeti Nanyah pantha vimuktaye. Brahmatma, that is me, that is my Swarupa. I is the Saha Paramatma. Saha eva. Brahmatma alone indeed is Sarvam, all that is there. Yat Bhutam, whatever was there in the past and whatever was there in the past. Yaccha Bhavyam, whatever that will be there in the future. All future and whatever is going to be there in future. That is to say, Brahmatma is free from time, is not time bound, timeless. Time means change, marking change, and time is a measure of movement, change. Any measure of time you see is a movement of where there is movement, and then between two movements or from one point to another there is movement, and that is measured as time. That is to say, movement means there is space. Movement takes place in space. Therefore, time and space always go together. Without thinking of space, we cannot think of time. Even when we think mentally, the thought is there also there is the movement, mental movement, inner movement is there. So, without movement there is no measurement of time. And to measure, not to measure, to mark movement, there is this Sakshi, the witness. Now, a thing is here, and then it's moving now, and then it has moved to this point now. Now, how is it known? To whom it is known that a thing is, an object is here, and then it's moving, and then it has reached this point. To whom it is evident? To me, the Sakshi, to the self-aware, self-effulgent, Swaprakasha Sakshi, it is evident. So, movement is Sakshyam, Drishyam. And so too, between the whatever span it takes to move from here to there, that we measure in terms of distance, also in terms of time, we call it as time. We divide this and then call this is 1 second, that is 1 minute, that is 1 hour, we divide. So, time is something, is Drishyam. Like space is Drishya, time also is Drishya. And Drishya means there is a Drik, there is a witness. And I am that witness of the beginning and end of movement, and of the very movement, and that time span between for the movement also. So any time measure, whether it is in terms of day or week or month or year, or in terms of second or millisecond, whatever it is, it's evident to me, the Sakshi. Drishyam, time also is Drishya. And we use these words present, past, future. We also understand when I say it happened in the past, yesterday. And then when I say future, like next year, we also understand, we comprehend it. But what is present? Right? What is present? How long is present? How long is past? How long is future? Is past or future or present? Is it 1 day or 1 year or 1 minute or 1 second? What is that? Our all the classifications fail there. Yesterday also is past. Previous second also is past. Okay. Then previous year also is past. Million years also is past. Before it also is past. Even though we comprehend, but this present and past and future, the time division is not very rigid. It's only ad hoc for the purpose of understanding, relating only we use. Even present, we don't know. We can't say how long is present. Is it 1 millisecond or 1 second or 1 minute or 1 day? We use in our transaction, it happened today. The present day condition means what? This year. Also it could mean this year. So, even though we use present, past and future, there is no strict dimension for the present or past or future. But whatever it is, I am the Sakshi, I am the witness, I am the Sakshi of this time. Change, I said, there is no time measurement without change, without movement. Movement means space, right? So space and time go together, and I am the Sakshi, witness. So all movement, all change takes place in the Drishya only. In the Drishya, all changes take place. Whereas in me, the Sakshi, I am the changeless Akshara, I am. And therefore, I am timeless. I am not time bound. Now, is time an independent entity then? No, it is Kalpita. Time is Kalpita. On what? On the Sadvastu, on the being, on the true being, which is called in the Shastra as Brahman, and which is pointed out as my Swarupa Sakshi. Therefore, time also is Kalpita in me, the Brahmatma. And therefore, what is Kalpita does not limit the Adhishtanam. What is projected What is imagined does not affect what is the adhisthana, the substratum, the basis. Like even our snake, imagined snake, projected snake, does not affect the rope in any way. So too the clay, the projected pot does not affect the clay in any way. So kalpita does not affect the adhishthanam. I am the adhishthanam. I, the Chaitanyam, is Brahman. Brahman is me, the Chaitanyam. And that is the truth of all. And that is the adhishthanam. And all are kalpita on Brahmatma. And the kalpita does not affect in any way the adhishthanam. And therefore, I am time free. I am free from time. In fact, I am timeless. In timeless alone, time is kalpita. Very interesting. Right? Anything that is kalpita on what it is not. For instance, a table. A table. What is a table? We say, table is made of wood with some flat top and then 4 legs, etc. That with a drawer, etc. That's a table. Made of wood or made of steel. Let's say made of wood. A table. Is table wood? No? Yes. The table is wood. Now, vice versa. Is wood the table? No. In wood, there is no tableness. Wood is free from being the table. Even when it appears as a table, the wood is free from being a table. That is, tableness is not an attribute of wood at any point of time. Before the table was made, then when the table exists, and also even when the table broke, at any point of time, the wood is always free from tableness. The tableness is not an attribute, something which brings about a change to wood at all, the nature of wood. Very interesting. So, table, we can say, table is kalpita on a non-table. Right? Table is kalpita on a non-table. Non-table is wood here. Table is kalpita on non-table. And then, what is cloth? I say, cloth is only the fiber, the yarn arranged, woven in this way. So if I analyze what is this cloth, cloth is nothing but yarn. Yarn is nothing but, this material is nothing but cotton. So a cloth is kalpita on a non-cloth. Table is kalpita on non-table. Body is kalpita in a non-body. Mind is kalpita in a non-mind. Very curious, very peculiar, very curious, but that's how it is. So, time is kalpita on what? Timeless alone. Space is kalpita on a non-space, not bound by space. Very interesting. So, this is, so therefore, yat bhutam, yat bhavyam, all that is me means I am the timeless. On me, everything is kalpita. I am the ever-present Sanatanam, the Sanatana Sakshi. I am. I don't change in time. Body, what changes is Namarupa, is Drishya, is Upadhi. Shariram, Manaha, all these are all Upadhi. They come and go, they change. Whereas I am the truth of all, the unchanging truth of all. I am Sanatanam. And knowing Atma in this way, Tam Jnatva, understanding Atma to be the ever-present, unchanging, pure, the ever-full, Purna, truth Atma, Mrityum Atyeti. One crosses Mrityu, mortality. Mortality means time-bound. Time belongs to, time is Drishya, and time brings a change in Upadhi, in Drishya, not in me, the Sakshi. For knowing that I am free from time, I am immortal. I understand that I am immortal. Okay. So the immortality, becoming immortal, that becoming is only upachara, as though. But really, the truth is that I am immortal. When? Always. I am timeless means I am always immortal. But then, why it is said that knowing that one crosses mortality, one transcends mortality. Here it is not that one becomes immortal. It is only that one understands, the seeker understands that I am immortal. Immortality is not something which is gotten in time. Timeless is not something which is gotten in time. Limitless is not gotten by gathering lot of limited things. Okay? From when I change, if I change from one limited being to another limited being, I don't become limitless. Therefore, limitless, timeless, immortal, full, etc. They are purna, they are all not by a process of becoming, but only by knowing, by understanding, owning. Why is it when I am immortal, when I am timeless, when I am limitless, why is it that I have to know jnatva atyeti? Is it that only when the gold knows itself as a gold, it becomes gold or what? Right? If the gold knows itself to be gold, then no problem. But the problem is that the gold thinks that I am an ornament, a tiny ring. I am a tiny speck. I am a small piece of ornament. I am limited. I am very small. I am made. I change. I will be melted. I will die. If the golden ornament were to think that I am an ornament, I am mortal, I am limited, I have to become gold which is limitless, which is timeless, etc., which is limitless. Then the ornament has to know that I am not the ornament. Ornament is nama rupa. I am gold. So too here, only when the person, when the seeker thinks that I am a limited entity, I am a small being, I am not full, I am apurna, then, and that is the purusharth, that is what is being sought also by the seeker, then the person has to know. Right? The person has to know. And is there any other way of becoming immortal, timeless, or limitless? No, there is no other way. Right? Only by knowledge. Any becoming means limited. Any becoming is limited only. Right? If I go from here to there, this place I find not good, so I move on to another place which is heaven or anything. That also is limited. Right? And heaven is limited at least in terms of space. If I am here, suppose I say, when I am here, this is not a happy place, this is not heaven. Then what is heaven? That is heaven. That means what? Heaven is limited by this place. This place is limited by heaven. Heaven is limited by this. If I go to heaven, that is still a limited place only. Limited time only it has. And the limitation continues. Here or there, limitation continues. Now or later, the limitation will continue. This or that, the limitation will continue. But here, it's not a process of becoming from being a limited entity into a limitless entity. From being mortal to immortal, this is not a process, it's not a change, it's only knowing, owning. There is no other way of gaining this purnatva, being immortal. One can live long by taking appropriate food or less food and then doing exercise and then taking medicine, etc. One may live long. But longevity is not immortality. And longevity is not the real purushartha. Very long life, who is interested? Therefore, here immortality, gaining immortality, transcending mortality means jnanam only, by jnanam only. Therefore, jnatva tam atyeti. Anvaya, right? Vyatireka, is there any other means for immortality? Na anyaha panthaha. There is no other way. Vyatireka also is said, right? So, anvaya, knowing one gains mukti. Not knowing or by any other means one does not gain mukti. Anyaha panthaha vimuktaye na asti. There is no other way of becoming immortal. There is no other way of becoming limitless Anyaha pantaha na. A very, very clear statement here in the Upanishad. There is no other way for moksha, for being limitless, for purnatva. Anyaha pantaha vimuktaye na. When I have erroneous notions about myself, and then when I have ignorance about myself, and then I doubt my nature, then I need to know, and then by knowing that I am Brahmatma, I own my innate freedom. It's not that I become free, I only own my being free. This is the truth. Okay, Anyaha Panta. In the Purusha Sutta also we have this Tamevam Vidvan Purusha Iha Bhavati Nanyaha Pantaha Ayana Nanyah Panta Ayanaya Vidyate. Ayana, there is Gati, that is Moksha. Ayanaya, for Gati, Vimuktaye, Ayana Nanyaha Pantaha. Purusha Sutta also we see that. Okay. Very clear statement. Anyaha Pantaha Vimuktaye na. What about the other sadhanas then? If Jnanam alone is Moksha sadhanam, then why does Veda talk about enjoin? Why does Veda enjoin karma, upasana, etc.? That's for Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata. That's very, very clear. That samskara which purifies my heart, my mind, that is necessary. I become ready to receive, to understand, to own the wisdom, the truth. I need to become ready for it. If I am not ready, even when I am told, even when I am taught, I will not be able to understand that, comprehend that, own that. Therefore, Chitta Shuddhi is a must. And for Chitta Shuddhi, karma, upasana, etc., they are enjoined. Therefore, they are not redundant, they are not waste, they have their role, they have their usefulness. Anything that is said in the Veda has its own usefulness. Or what is said in the Veda, the prior portion of Veda, Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, etc., they are not redundant, they are not irrelevant. They are all connected. So, grand connection is there. That sequence is there. Karma, Upasana, Jnanam iti. There is a grand, beautiful, the synthesis, what is it? Harmony is there in that. Coherence is there in all that is said in the Vedas. So, Anyaha Pantaha Vimuktaye na, but Chitta Shuddhaye, Karma, Upasana, etc. is the means, is very, very useful. Okay. Now, we move to the commentary. Here, our commentator Vyakyakara points out that Umasahaya, Trilochana, Nilakanta, these are not only for Upasana, but they are referred to, they represent the Nirguna also. Yesterday we saw the Nilakanta in terms of Nirguna. Nilakanta means Brahmatma. Trilochana also means Brahmatma, he pointed out. Nilakanta, Nila is darkness, ignorance. And dark ignorance exists where? In Ekadesha, in some corner, in some Kalpita corner. That corner is Kalpita. In corner in what? Corner of what? Corner of Brahmatma. Therefore, Nilakanta. Like even in Shiva, the poison exists in one part of the body. So too, avidya exists in one part of Brahmatma. Right? When you say body, they are all below the neck and the hand and the leg belong to same order. But when you come to avidya existing in Brahmatma, the avidya existing in a corner, when we say that corner is kalpita. It is pratibhasika, it is vyavaharika, it is kalpita, not paramarthika. Therefore, Nilakanta refers to Paramatma, Brahma. Similarly, Trilochana, three eyes. Eye means revealer, the illuminer. So, the three are illumined here. That is the meaning. Not Trilochana, the three-eyed, that is Shiva. But here, the three are illumined. What three? That the commentator pointed out. Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, the waker, dreamer and sleeper at the individual level. At the samashti, the total level, sum total, there is the Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. Right? That's all the three are lit up by, illumined by, revealed by this Brahmatma who is Swayam Jyoti. Therefore, Trilochana, the illuminer of three, that is the meaning. What is the illuminer of three? Brahmatma Chaitanyam. Therefore, Trilochana means also Atma. Yes. Okay. Very interesting. Now we continue. Pick up the commentary. Fourth line from the bottom in that page. Tatha Vishadam. Vishadam means clear, like a crystal, free from any coloration. That was the meaning given earlier. Now remember, the commentator goes back to the earlier portions of the mantras. He's going back and then collecting. Earlier the words were commented in terms of Saguna. Now he says Nirguna. That's Vishadam means, what is Vishadam? Clear. He says Avidya Rahitam. That is Avidya Rahitam. Avidyaya Rahitam. Free from Avidya and its effects. Never touched, never affected by Avidya or its effect. What are the effects of Avidya? We know Karta, Bhokta, Dukhi, Samsari, small, suffering, hurt, guilt. These are all Avidya Kalpita. Atma is the Sakshi, the Adhishtanam. I am ever free from Avidya or its effects. Chidabhasa is subject to Avidya and Avidya effects. It is the Chidabhasa. Or we can say it is the mind. Either way, it's okay. It's only a standpoint. In fact, there is no mind without Chidabhasa. Right? Mind to be sentient, there has to be the Chidabhasa. Without the Chidabhasa, Chidabhasa is the reflection of Chaitanya. I repeat here, the reflection is only within apostrophe. Okay? Don't take it literally. It's not a literal light is Atma light and then mind the mirror and then the reflection occurs in the mind. It's not literal, only for the sake of understanding. Light, reflection, etc. means it is illuminous. It's luminous. It is Swaprakasha. That's all it is. The meaning there. Therefore, without Chidabhasa there is no mind function. Therefore, it is the ignorant mind or ignorant Chidabhasa who is subject to Sukha, Dukkha, etc. In fact, Chidabhasa thinks that I am subject to Sukha, Dukkha because of Avidya. The very same Chidabhasa becomes the sadhaka, the seeker, right? Having Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, etc. And then when the Chidabhasa understands one's own Swarupa, then that Chidabhasa is the enlightened Chidabhasa or the enlightened mind. And that Chidabhasa is the Mukta, is the freed soul. Okay? Not soul, freed. That becomes, owns the freedom. So Bandha is for Chidabhasa when the Chidabhasa has Avidya. Mukti is for the Chidabhasa when the Chidabhasa understands that I am Chaitanyam. My true Swarupa is Chaitanyam. Therefore, here Avidya and Avidya effect, Dukkha, etc. is only for the mind, only for the Chidabhasa in ignorance. When the Chidabhasa knows, then the ignorance and the effects of ignorance, they are all gone. And then the mind or the Chidabhasa exists in Purnatva. Whereas Atma is with Avidya Rahita always Avidya Rahita. The Chidabhasa can understand that my Swarupa is Chaitanyam, which is ever free, only because Chaitanyam is ever free. Chaitanyam is ever free, therefore the Chidabhasa can understand that I am ever free. If the Chaitanyam is bound by Avidya, then Chidabhasa can never know that I am ever free. I am Chit. The Chidabhasa can never understand. Therefore, Chaitanya Atma is Avidya Rahitam. That is the meaning of Vishada. Very, very clear. Very clear. Swachha. Pure. Shuddha Swarupa. Then similarly, further, Vishokam, free from all Shoka. Atma is ever free from Shoka. Shoka comes only to the ignorant mind or the ignorant person, not for the wise one. Who is the ignorant person? The one who identifies oneself with Sharira, its conditions, mind, its conditions. When I identify with the Sharira, then the whatever belongs to Sharira, I take upon myself as belonging to me. If the Sharira is short, I think that I am my body, then I am short. I cannot escape from the limitation of the Sharira because of my taking on the aspect, the attributes of Sharira, and I suffer for it. Similarly, I take on the mind as myself, aham manaha. When I take that I am as good as the mind, then whatever that belongs to mind comes to me. Mind is clear sometimes, right? Happy sometimes, sad sometimes, depressed sometimes. Then I am depressed, I am sad, I am happy, etc. Therefore, the one who takes oneself as good as the mind or the body or mind and the body, that person alone is subject to Shoka. An ignorant person alone has Shoka. One who thinks that I am the Karta only is subject to Shoka. If I think that I am a Karta, then I cannot escape from Shoka. If I take myself to be Bhokta, then I am done. I can never escape from this Shoka. I may be free from Shoka temporarily, but it will never go away from me. The Dukhi will never go away from me if I take myself as a Bhokta. Whereas Atma, the wise person understands the Swarupa of Atma as a Karta, a Bhokta, free from being a Karta or Bhokta. Karta, Bhokta can be, is Kalpita, but not the Swarupa of Atma. Like even pot is Kalpita on clay, Karta, Bhokta is Kalpita on Atma Swarupa, does not belong to Atma. The one who knows that is free from Shoka. As long as I am Karta, Bhokta, I cannot escape sorrow, right? As long as I take myself to be body, mind, I will be sad, I will be depressed, I cannot escape limitation, being limited. Whereas when I know that I am free from Atma, free from Kartatva Bhoktatva, then one is free. Recall the Bhagavad Gita verse, the teaching, Krishna starts the teaching, no? Ashocyan anvashochaha tvam. You worry, you are sad, you feel sorrow for what need not be worried about, for which you need not feel sad. Ashocyan anu ashochaha. Prajnavadamscha bhashase. You talk the words of the wise people. Then Bhagavan says, why do I say so? Because gatasun agatasunscha nanusochanti panditaha. Panditaha nanusochanti. The wise ones do not grieve. Yeah? They are not subject to sadness, sorrow. Why? They understand the Swarupa of Atma and they understand the Swarupa of this Upadi. There is no mixing up, there is no confusion, there is no aviveka. They know what Atma is for what it is. And they understand the Swarupa Upadi for what it is. There is no mixing. Unholy combination, the unholy mix is not there. Therefore they are free from Shoka forever. Gata soon, agata soon, living or dead, they are not worried. Of course they care. Because of their Purnatva, they care. Care is something different. Worry, grieving, sorrow is something different. You love people, your people, all right. You care for them, all right. But you don't have to grieve, you don't have to be sorrowful for them, whatever it is. Right? So, grieving, being sorrowful sad, etc. comes only when I have the deha tadatmyam. When I identify with myself as a body, with the body, then I will identify the other also with the body. Therefore, there is no need for this grieving, etc. Of course, it's a big thing, okay? It's not easy for us to immediately own this, but kramena we can understand that. Jnaninaha panditaha na anashochanti. Vishokam, free from shoka always. That our Swami explains. Dukkha samskara rahitam. Free from dukkha and free from dukkha samskara. We can take it this way. Dukkha and samskara, right? Or dukkha and dukkha samskara, right? The other way, yeah. Dukkha and samskara, dukkha and dukkha samskara. Free from the samskara of dukkham, the trace of sadness, the hurt, etc. Any tinge that stays in the person, the samskara rahitam. The samskara and the dukkha which causes that samskara, the atma, I am free from that, rahitam. Dukkha is evident, dukkha is drishyam, dukkha is known, sadness is known to me. And samskara, its effect also is the impression, etc. Whatever the impression causes also is known to me. It is drishyam. Who am I? I am the drik. I am the drik chaitanyam. The drik, I am free from drishya. Dukkha and samskara are drishya. I am free from the clutches of dukkha or samskara. Dukkha samskara rahitam. This is the meaning. That is Atma Chaitanyam, I am. Then that also, Vishoka also is Nirguna Atma, Ananda Atma. Then Uma Sahayam. What is Uma here? He says Brahmavidya Sahayam. Uma is Brahmavidya. As pointed out in the Kenopanishad, and in the Bhashyakara points, Uma is Brahmavidya. Haimavati, Uma, it's said in the Kenopanishad. Now, Uma is seen as we hear that Om. In Om, we understand, we can see. We see Om as made up of these three letters, Akara, Ukara, and Makara. Akara, Ukara, Makara. Not that Om, these three come together and then the word Om is formed. No, it is not so. The Akara, Ukara, Makara are Kalpita. Kalpita Avayava in Om. Okay. Now, these letters you transpose. Ukara, then Makara and Akara. Uma. Okay. And then make it long, three, Uma. So, Aum, Auma is Uma-a, and Uma. That's all. So, Uma is the Omkara. Pranava standing for the Brahmavidya. Therefore, Uma is Brahmavidya here. And Brahmavidya Sahayam. Sahaya here means revealed by, that's all. Revealed by that Vidya. Brahmaswarupa revealed by Pranava. Brahmavidya Upanishad. That is the Brahmavidya Sahayam. What is Brahmavidya Sahayam? Brahma. Brahma is the Brahmavidya Sahayam. Okay. Again that is Brahmatma. Atma only. Again Nirguna Para. Notice that all the words he comments, he points out in terms of Atma. Yesterday we saw, no? All words mean Atma, Atma, Atma. Nilakanta means Atma. Trilochana means Atma. Vishoka means Atma. Vishada means Atma. Uma Sahaya means Atma. Yeah. Prashantam. There is some people approach. Every word points to Ishvara only. Every word points to Ishvara only. And the linguist, Samskrita, the learners, scholars, they say, no, not only every word, every letter means Ishvara only. Every letter means Ishvara. I think I told you, no? You take the English dictionary, Sanskrit dictionary, Aptay dictionary, you look at each letter, alphabetically it is, right? It is listed, words are listed. You take the first entry in each letter, A. You look at that, A means name of Vishnu. And then you go to A. Look at that, Lakshmi. Every letter means some deity form. That Ishvara name is a name of Ishvara. And therefore, when I say talk, right, Sanskrit or any language, every language is A, I, U, Ma only. That's right. Every language is only that. Okay. And then when I talk, I am saying Ishvara, 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 God, 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 God. Right? But two mangoes in one stone, one pebble in one stone, one throne. So one is that I express, I communicate, I express myself, I communicate, I learn, etc., interact. At the same time, I am remembering Ishvara. This is the felicity of this. Facility of the wise person. So, when we read Sanskrit, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, right? We are saying Rama, Rama, Rama all the time. Okay? One fellow said Ramaha means Bahuvachanam. Bahuvachanam means how many? Can be infinite. So once I say Ramaha means over, finished. I have said Rama infinite number of times. Ramaha means once. Ramaha means what? Ramaha, 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 Rama. Infinite number of times Ramaha. So how many infinite number of times you say no? As many number of infinite times infinite. Okay? Ramaha, Ramo, Rama. That's why they coin the word forms. And then when Ikaranta, you say Harihi. Right? Like that, they say. Very beautiful. So, all the words, all the Veda words, all the Upanishad words, directly or indirectly lead to each point to Ishvara only. Directly or indirectly point to Ishvara only. Very beautiful. Right. Then, of course, we don't have to work on that, break our minds on that, but then a beautiful concept here. All the words point out to Ishvara, Atma only. And continuing, Prashantam. Shanti is peace. Prashanti means a total peace, totally peaceful. Prashantam, Prakarshena. Shantam, Prakarshena means totally. Pra means Prakarshena, means totally peaceful, totally settled. What is that one which is totally settled, totally peaceful? That he says, Punaruthana Samskara Varjitam. Free from moving away. Utthana here is moving away, slipping away from the Swarupa. Utthana is that. See, say I am disturbed now, and then I undergo the disturbance for some time. For some reason, I undergo the disturbance, and then after a while, I take the means for I want to quieten myself, find myself peaceful, and they say some japa or pranayama or exercise or whatever I do, and then I find myself peaceful for some time. And then what happens? That peace is gone. Again, my mind goes back, right? Moves to the disturbed state again. That is called utthana. Moving away from the state of composure, peace, settlement, that is utthana. Utthana means getting up, right? When I am settled, I am seated, settled. And then when I get up, I am not seated, I am not settled. That is the utthanam, getting up. Getting up from the composure, peace, that is called utthana. Yogis, the Ashtanga yogis, they follow this. They practice this samadhi, right? They practice this samadhi where the mind is free from the thinking process and then mind is quiet, etc. And then after a time the mind starts, right? Driven by karma, driven by samskara, driven by karma, the mind again gets into a mode of thinking, disturbance, movement, etc. That is they call utthana. So here, does Atma go into this state of being peaceful and then after some time becomes, what is the opposite of peaceful? Disturbed. Okay. Unpeaceful. Okay. Disturbed. No. Punaruttana, getting up again, moving away from this Swarupa. And not only that, samskara. Even that samskara is not there. Punaruttana samskara varjitam. No tinge of this getting up, moving away from Swarupa. Punaruttana samskara varjitam. Free from that at all. Right? You know, we use this word achyutaha. Om achyutaya namaha. We say, no? Achyutaha. Chuti means slipping away, moving away, veering away. Veering away from one's Swarupa. That is Chutihi. Achyutaha means one who is free from veering away, one who does not move away, one who does not lose one's Swarupa at all. That is Atma Brahma. Achyutaha. Achyutaya namaha. Anantaya namaha. Govindaya namaha. Very beautiful. The very remembrance, very utterance of the word and the understanding the meaning of those words, Achyuta, Ananta, Govinda, purifies the mind, purifies the sayer, one who says that. So, Ishvara is, Atma is Achyuta. Therefore, Punaruttana Samskara Varjitam. That is the Prashantam. Totally settled forever, at peace forever. Ever peaceful, ever composed, ever pure, ever Purna, Nitya Purna. When you happen to read Bhashyam, no? Bhashyakara says in many places, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta. It's a very common, many times he repeats. What is Atma? Whenever Atma, he goes into this Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Svabhava. Nitya, Atma is Nitya, Shuddha, it is Mukta, it is Buddha, it is conscious. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Svabhava. That is Atma, Prashanta. Then, now he says, continues, Iti Nirguna Paratvena Samagram Vakyam Avagantavyam. Samagram Vakyam, the whole sentences, all the sentences, the entire sentences here, starting from in the number 5, Hrit Pundarikam, etc. Hirajam Vishuddham Vichintya Madhye Vishokam Shivam. Or this mantra 7, Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram, etc. All that is to be understood. Samagram Vakyam Avagantavyam. Avagam, to know. Avagantavyam. All the sentences are to be known, understood, to be understood. Avagantavyam. All the descriptions are to be understood. In what sense? Nirguna Paratvena. Paratva, leading to, pointing to, meaning Nirguna, pointing to Nirguna Swarupa only. The earlier commentary was, the earlier part, Saguna Paratvena, the Acharya pointed out. Now he says, everything we can take it as Nirguna Para only, leading to, pointing to Nirguna Swarupa only. Nirguna Paratvena, in this way, Tritiya, in this way, as being Nirguna Para, the entire sentence is to be understood. Avagantavyam. Alright. Other descriptions we have no problem. Like Uma Sahayam, Neelakantam, we have no problem. But then there is something said. Hrit Pundarikam Virajam Vishuddham Vichintya Madhye Vishadam. Obtaining in the heart, it is said. Now when you say Nirguna, how can Nirguna obtain in the heart? Nirguna means limitless here. How can the limitless obtain in the heart? Heart is limited. Heart means there is some limitation. Some limitation is there. And then how can the limitless be obtaining in the heart which is limited? That is the question here. Okay? Now he says, now when you say the Nirguna Atma, when you say obtains in the heart, we understand that it is known, it is understood in the heart, understood in the mind, in the buddhi, it is understood. That is the here. When we say Ishvara is in the heart, we do not mean that Ishvara is sitting in the heart, which is limited. Ishvara, the limitless, is sitting inside the heart, which is limited. That is not the meaning. We think of Ishvara in the heart. We understand Ishvara in the heart. That is the meaning here. Obtaining in the heart means you think of Ishvara. After all, everything we think in the mind only, right? Through the mind only. Any thought is in the mind only. Be it worldly matter or be it spiritual, whatever it is, it's only in the mind. Therefore, he says, Ishvara, Atma, everything is thought of in the mind only. Therefore, he says, Nirgunasya api upalabdhatvena hridaya pradesha madhyastatvam aviruddham. It's not contradictory. Aviruddham. There is no contradiction here. What is the contradiction? Limitless obtaining in the limited. Okay? The limitless Atma, Brahman, Ishvara is seen, is to be meditated upon the limited heart, mind. There is not a contradiction. Limitless in the limited is not a contradiction. How can the limitless be contained in the limited? If the limited can contain the limitless, how can this be limited then? Right? The limited can contain limitless, then that means this is not limited at all. So therefore, what is the contradiction? How can there be contradiction? He says, there is no contradiction. Aviruddham, there is no opposition here, because Nirgunasya api, even though Atma Brahma is Nirguna, upalabdhatvena, upalabdham means understood, perceived, right? Thought of, upalabdham, understood, cognized, perceived in the heart. Upalabdhatvena, thus being upalabdha in the heart, by that way, hridaya pradesha madhyastatvam. Hridayasya, hridaya pradesha, the place, the space in the heart, and madhyastha, madhye tishtati, obtaining in the middle of the space in the heart. There is no opposition here. There is no contradiction here. It's not that physically it is present, but you think of in that way. Think of Ishvara in your heart. Understand Ishvara, Atma in your heart. Therefore, Hridaya Pradesha Madhyastatvam Aviruddham. There is no contradiction here. You follow the vein, you follow the idea of the commentator. No? You may ask the question, how can the limitless be obtaining in the limited? He says there is no contradiction here, because the obtaining here is only thinking, dwelling, knowing, meditating. That's all here. Suppose I think of an elephant. Okay, I think of an elephant in its true size. Why one elephant? Right? Dozens of elephants I think of. No? I think of Guruvayur, a holy place in South India, in Kerala. And Guruvayur temple owns about 60 to 65 elephants it owns. 65 elephants are young and old. Right? And then all the elephants are kept in one place. It's called Anatavalam. Okay? Anakottaram or Anatavalam is there. The elephant pen or whatever. I think of it, and I think of there's a pond there in which the elephants go and take a bath, and then elephants are moving. They lift weights, huge lifts. Very interesting, very beautiful sight to watch. And then anything, the mahout gives a command to the elephant, and when it does it properly, then the elephant is rewarded with a ball of rice. Okay, there's a small bucket is there, and then the fellow mixes cooked rice, and then one. That's like one peanut for the elephant. One big ball of rice is like peanut. One peanut for that. Gone. Now I think of elephants, their movement, their dozens of them I think of in the heart, tiny heart, right? That's all the space, thumb space. Yeah, so many elephants are there. Is there not a contradiction? I think of huge Niagara Falls. I think of it's huge, vast it is. Heart space. I think of. There's no contradiction. That's what he says here. So Ananta, right? Ananta, you think of in the limited heart space. Pradesha Madhyastatvam Aviruddham. Okay. Then Dhyatva, here in the mantra number 7, third line, we have Dhyatva Munirgacchati Bhuta Yonim Samasta Sakshim Tamasaf Parastat. There, earlier Dhyatva means meditating upon. And what is the meaning? Meditation means Saguna Upasana. Now you are talking about Nirguna. Then what is the meaning of Dhyatva? It's not Upasana, it cannot be. Therefore he says here, Tathacha. So too, similarly, Dhyatva. Dhyatva here does not mean Upasanam Kritva. But what then? Manana Nididhyasane Kritva iti etat api upapannam eva. So Dhyatva here would mean Mananam cha Nididhyasanam cha. Phalam, phale, phalani, right? Akaranta, neuter, no? Phalam, phale, phalam cha, two phalas. Phalam cha, phale. So to mananam cha, nididhyasanam cha, manana nididhyasane. Pratama dvivachana. Mananam cha, nididhyasanam cha, manana nididhyasane. Like phale, the two fruit, like both. Mananam cha, nididhyasanam cha, kritva. That is the meaning of Dhyatva. Okay? So Dhyatva here means doing manana and nididhyasana. Iti, thus, etadapi, even the word Dhyatva also, upapannam eva, is proper only, is appropriate, is relevant, is proper. Very nice. Okay. Continuing. Now it was said in this previous mantra that Nanyaha Pantaha Vimuktaye Na. And also Jnatva Tam, it was said in this previous mantra, Jnatva Tam Mrityum Atyeti. That's Jnana Prakara, he says in the next mantra. Also Anyaha Pantaha Na, there is no other way, that is also repeated in this following mantra. The same idea, Jnatva is elaborated. What is the Prakara? In what way? Jnatva. In how? Knowing how? Knowing in which way? That is said here. And also Nanyaha Pantaha is said again. Sarva Bhutastam Sarva Bhutani Chatmani Sampashyan Brahma Paramam Yati Nanyena Hetuna. Let's continue. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyedmakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaihi Stushtavam Sastanubhi Yashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vridhashravaha Swasti nah Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastarksho arishtanemi Swasti no Brihaspatir dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.